You know, honestly, this movie has confused me just by the main character alone that half the time I thought I was watching a different person. Dr. Mabuse the Gambler. So Dr. Mabuse is a Germanic film that came out in 1922, and this main character, he's a gambler, he's a thief, he is all these type of things. Half the time I don't even know what he is because he goes through so many characters. And he's a master of disguise. He always wears different disguises and all such so he can play out his little plots. And in the very beginning of this movie, he steals plans from the stock market, this sheet of paper that basically tells what type of stocks are going to go up and down so he can cheat the market, corner the market, so he and his team can finally get away with millions of dollars and be rich men. However, there is a little bit of a catch. You see, the thing about about stealing money, if you steal like $600, it's easy for a person to disappear. If you steal millions of dollars, people are going to find you. Unless they think that there was no robbery in the first place. So, as his little plan goes around, he has these blind people that are switching the real money with counterfeit money. So basically, he'd be walking away with all this money while there is counterfeit money sitting in this vault in which one of his character owns or something like that. So it would look like that there was no robbery at all. Honestly, that plot line alone is one of the things that made me want to watch this movie a little bit more, because the interesting dilemma and also the writing that comes along with this movie just keeps you well engaged. And another thing that this movie does so well, and that is the makeup department. Seriously, with his disguises, it's not like he's putting on a fake mustache or shaving his head or something, or just putting on glasses and voila, he's Clark Kent or something. No, there are some times where he's wearing full facial hair. Sometimes he has different hair color, and half the time I'm just looking at him and going, is this another disguise? I don't even know. These disguises were so convincing that half the time I felt like I was watching different people instead of watching the main character. And sometimes whenever they focus on one person, I'm thinking, okay, is that him? Is that him? Is that him? I am completely confused. He is definitely a master of disguise, and that right there was really fun to watch. And another thing that I found really fun to watch, because you kind of get the same feeling as well, since this movie is a two-parter, there are two parts of this movie. I can't tell whether these two parts will be two movies in the 1001 movie challenge that I am doing, but either way I'm going to put them together because that's how I watch them. In the second part, he starts becoming a madman, because whenever he looks at his real face in the mirror, he doesn't think it's his actual face. He thinks it's just one of his disguises. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, if you're a man that wears over 1,000 faces, I would say that seeing your own face would feel like a stranger. So it does have the interest in the very beginning, and then it leads to a new, completely different story that's just as interesting as the first part. And another thing, just so you know, if you are a big fan of silent films and you like watching it with your kids, don't have your kids watch this one, because this is probably one of the very first rated R movies that I'm doing on this 1001 movie challenge, because there is a nude scene. But either way, Dr. Mabuse, it was interesting. It was a lot more surprising than I thought it was going to be. I don't want to talk about it a little bit too much because I've already given away too many spoilers. But either way, it is definitely an interesting watch. Even though it's 4 hours long, it still gives you enough energy to keep you engaged for the most part. And so I will say this movie is definitely a classic. So guys, Dr. Mabuse the Gambler, have you seen it? What did you think of it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Also, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and share my videos as much as possible so I can finally get monetized enough to challenge other reviewers to do the exact same challenge. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.